everyone, and welcome us back to the YouTube channel, back for a TV show review. We've been doing movies the past few weeks. A new show is here, Heartstopper Season 2. We've reviewed the entirety of Season 1. Go check that out on the channel, that we did that a while back. And today we're going to be doing Episode 1 of Season 2, and this one is called Out. A great introduction to the show. I think it was a great overall episode for the characters. We're going to get into that right now. Spoilers ahead, of course. All 8 episodes are out, and I'm going to be getting through this hopefully daily. Do not hold me to that, but of course, do check it back on the channel by subscribing, liking, commenting, and leave any suggestions down below. Enjoy. So, the first episode was really good in my opinion. With this, it's always a difficult show for the characters themselves because you're dealing with topics like, you know, this episode was really good because it was set just after Nick came out to his mother. You had the whole montage at the beginning of them going back and forth to each other's house whilst obviously the parents were away. Just enjoying this honeymoon phase, if you will, of being lovey-dovey, kissing, and obviously not being able to do it at school. And then obviously the big factor was of Nick coming out to Imogen, which was a really nice scene because Imogen ended up figuring it out. And it's what Nick, Nick had built all this fear and fear inside of him of not knowing if he could tell her and obviously what the reaction would be. And in the end, it became such a simple thing and she already knew. And it showed a mature side to Imogen's development, which I really enjoyed about that scene. And the crazy thing about this thing is we saw at the end of season 1 that obviously Nick had come out. His mum was happy with him dating Charlie and all these other factors. And then in this episode, we saw Charlie. Obviously, he's friends with Nick. The parents know that. He's going on his French trip. And he basically says he's going out with Nick. And the fact of the matter is, straight parents, you think it'd be an easy thing. But because of the stereotypes that Nick ticks of being this jock, of being this person who is basically the opposite of what Charlie is, the parents are not pleased with what has been said. And therefore, they have basically banned Nick from sleeping over. Coming round, he's allowed, but obviously there's restrictions, and obviously this could put the Paris trip in jeopardy for Charlie. It's crazy to see the polar opposites between Nick coming out and Charlie coming out and admitting, well, not coming out, but I'm explaining who his boyfriend is. Two scenes that should have been opposite, if you will. A parent being in society being disgusted by someone being with another boy, which we see it on a regular basis. But we saw such a nice scene, which was so amazing and refreshing. And then we saw this scene where this gay guy is already gay, he's already out, and his parents have basically banned him from doing certain things with his boyfriend. It was a crazy good comparison. I loved how they were in both different seasons. They gave us a recap at the start, so you know what's what. We had the whole Tao and Ellie, I think is that her name. Their relationship is a bit up and down at the moment, not knowing what they like and what they want from each other. All the other characters in this chat in this episode supported it well. You've got Nick and Ben who are going to be sat next to each other for the next 2 weeks. That's going to be a very cool and interesting thing. And I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing them become friends, especially now that Nick knows that Imogen likes Ben. You've obviously got the bully of Charlie, who's going to be lingering about, and obviously still thinks Nick should be getting over their rivalry between each other, what happened in the last season. So a lot has filtered over from season 1. It's a very enjoyable show with some great moments, some very emotional moments. And I'm just really excited to see where it goes. Going off the synopsis, we know Nick's brother comes into it. Obviously, Charlie's parents made their first appearance for the entire show in this episode. It's going to be intriguing to see how this whole coming out story for Nick works, whether he'll be more open to telling everybody, whether he'll be bullied, whether it'll heavily impact him, what this 2 weeks will do for Nick and Ben being sat next to each other. Charlie's back on the rugby team. There's a lot of factors and things that happen in this episode. It was a terrific episode, very enjoyable, and I'm looking forward to getting into episode 2. What was your thoughts on episode 1 of season 2 of Heartstopper? A brilliant show that I think is doing very good and very. I also want to say the animation style, how they do like fireworks or butterflies or like the coloring around certain things. It's Life is Strange vibes, 13 Reasons Why vibes. I love it. It's brilliant, very enjoyable, and I hope it keeps up the pace and keeps up the goodness. And I'm looking forward to watching more. Back soon. Subscribe as always, and goodbye.